All right, hello, hello, hello. This is Sucrose, and tonight I'm going to try something a little different. I usually play city builders and stuff like that, but I'm going to play a game called Battlerite. Make sure everything's set up here. I believe everything looks good. It's the first time I've streamed Battlerite. I am not very good. But I quite like the game. I'll have to play around with the face cam. Not sure where the best place to put it is, but I think during the match, where it is fine. We'll see. So yeah, unlike most of the games I've been playing, this is multiplayer, and we have to queue for matchmaking. So while we're queuing, I'll tell you a little bit about the game. So it's if you've ever played World of Warcraft, it's a bit like World of Warcraft PvP. It's a cooldown-based combat, but it's team-centric. There's 2v2 or 3v3. Some people liken the game to Dota without lanes. I feel like the only thing that's similar to Dota is that in the middle of the board there's an orb, and the last person to hit it, the last team to hit it, gets it, and it fills up your health and gives you some basically mana. And that last hit mechanic is something that Dotas are famous for. But other than that, I think the key thing is that it's cooldown based. So your abilities, you have Q, E, or right click, left click, space, F, however many abilities that is. Then there's some alts, so you can do like Shift E, Shift Q. So that, you've got about 10 abilities. So in a way, it really is a lot like World of Warcraft. Those abilities each come on a cooldown, so you can use them once every 2 seconds, once every 6 seconds, once every 15 seconds, depending. And you have one ultimate that's based on sort of a mana. The interest of matchmaking faster, I'm going to add 2v2 in. But Pestilus, so this person who I'm playing, Pestilus, he's a healer. I can show you, you can see most of them. So there's 3 different classes of champions: the melee, the ranged, and the support. Generally, the support can heal, and probably you can guess the difference between melee and ranged. And Pestilus is a healer, and he's kind of an interesting healer. He's sort of evil, but a healer. Move this back before I forget. So he's got a bunch of like bugs and grubs and creepy crawlies that he sends around. He can infest people, which is pretty cool. You jump inside them and they carry you around for a while. We just got a game, and I'll drop this down to make room for in case we have a 3-person team. But my loadout is called Pickles because it asks for a name, and Pickle seems like a pretty good name to me. Now, like I said, I'm not super great at this. I'm silver 2. I was started in gold 5 and have been deranked to silver 2. But yeah, so if you want expert play, you need to look elsewhere. But hopefully I can stay behind this fellow, Darks, and keep him healed, more or less, while avoiding combat myself, or at least getting damaged, I mean to say. So I infested him to kind of stay out of combat. There. Alright, so there's that orb I was talking about. It's important to get it if you can. Yeah, I missed a shot. He's lit. Got him. There we go. So to win a match, you have to win 3 rounds. It's not best out of 5 or best out of 3. You have to actually win 3. So there can be up to 5 matches, to 5 rounds. I spent a long time playing. Well, I've been playing multiplayer games like this for a long time. I used to play Doom way back in the day, and Quake, and then Quake World had a mod called Team Fortress, and that was turned into all sorts of different versions. It was a version for, I want to say half Counter-Strike. I'm not even sure. Because I never played it, but I played the Quake World one. And then when Team Fortress 2 came out, which was essentially its own game, I've played a lot of Team Fortress 2. Going on about 1,000 hours. And I played a lot of Paladins recently. And quit for various reasons. And this is kind of my game of choice now.
Your team claimed the orb.
So I actually do damage while infesting, so he should have ran away from me, I think.
Enemy team claimed the orb.
Ooh, so that was lucky on their account.
Death vortex approaching.
But I think we've got him. My ability's a lot of damage over time, heal over time kind of stuff, which is pretty interesting. This is easily my favorite champion. And there we go. First round, first win. Get a little bit of... This is the ranking system. So we're back to Silver 1. And yeah, so that's the game. I'm just going to keep queuing as Pestilus because that's who I like to practice as. I've played a bit of Paloma, up to level 13 with her. She's very interesting, very strange. I like her a lot, but yeah, she's got some pluses and minuses. Those are definitely the two that I'm most familiar with. I like Jumong or Jumanji, if you've seen the movie. And I played some Raygon. I've tried to play most of them once, although some of them I still haven't even played once, like Shifu. But you should, you know, generally get to know them so that you can anticipate their moves. So yeah, the goal here is just to keep playing and to rank up, and let's see how far we can get. I think that this is about where I belong, the Silver 1, in this general ballpark. My Pestilus has a 50% win rate here, which means that that the matchmaking is fair. And so until I get better, this is where I'm going to stay. I have actually spent some time working on matchmaking algorithms for a company. In this space, and so I may talk a little bit about matchmaking. But so far I feel like the matchmaking in this game is pretty decent. This person needs to be going out in front of me because I'm not a battle kind of player. We actually were pretty close. Esmo kind of pushed a little bit too hard. We almost got him, but we didn't. Hopefully they'll focus on the orb. There's a bit of zoning involved in this game. And if you don't control the orb, you're going to have a bad time. Oof, we got hit with the full effect of that ult. Excuse me. Breathes in a little bit of that tea. So when you get the when your team gets the orb, you build up this charge, which lets you use your ult, and also certain abilities like R and your shift abilities. In addition to healing you and regaining max health, all sorts of really great I'm definitely having a hard time staying behind her. Which is probably my fault, but I feel like she keeps bouncing around. I could be wrong, but that's the game. That was super quick. The matchmaking of this game presents a really interesting challenge because oh, there goes Silver One. So you queue as a champion. Which has its pluses and its minuses. You certainly have certain, like as a person, as a player, you have different abilities with each champion. Meaning, I'm a better Pestilus than I don't know, Pearl. I barely know how to play her. And so the game can take that into consideration when it does matchmaking, if you select a champion. If you look at a game like Paladins, because they don't know who you're going to pick, they have to match you based on sort of your overall ranking, which means that if you pick your weak character, you're going to be hurting your team. If you pick your best character, you're going to be hurting the other team. So that's all well and good. That makes sense. But the difficulty is that if I lock in as Pestilus, that means that I'm not choosing the composition of our team. So it's up to the algorithm to decide what class it matches with me. So here it's matched me with Jade, which I feel like is a terrible match. But yeah, I mean, based on composition alone, these two teams both have Jades. But we have a healer, Pestilus. They have a melee. I feel like melees are a lot better in 2v2 because they can be a lot more aggressive. So the matchmaker, by choosing the composition, kind of, well, let's just say it has a hard choice. I would hope that they, at the very least, take it into account. Now, what they do with it, that's actually kind of difficult to say. If maybe they keep statistics about every pairing, every tripling, but that's you get into combinatorial problems. Like, if there's n champions, you know, you've got n times n minus 1 just for a pair. And when you consider that both teams have it's essentially n to the fourth possibilities, and it's about 30 champions. So that's quite a lot. 30 times 30 times 30 times 30. So that's probably not what they're doing. They might group them and just assume all melees are the same and all support are the same and all range are the same. That's also probably problematic because, well, for example, this fella, Sirius, he's I feel like he's more of a damage-centric healer, than Pestilus. Um, so I've got another range. They have a range. So they might be trying to just sort of match up range, support. Okay, so Sirius can petrify people, which is, gosh, which is pretty cool. It's a great ability. Oh gosh. So I took a gamble there, tried to hop inside her while she was invisible, and missed. That's pretty much it. As Pestilus, I am not, well, as me, I'm not very good at playing 1v2. There's some incredible videos on YouTube and all over showing people, even doing fighting off 3 people as one person and winning.
3, 2, 1, fight.
This is exactly why I wanted to do 3v3. I work a lot better when I can have a bit of cover, and range doesn't really give me that cover I need. Now they're pushing us into the wall, which means that we're not going to get the point. Or at least, well, actually, they've ignored it. Gosh darn it. But it's not a lot I can do.
Enemy team claimed the orb. Death vortex incoming. One more. Round lost.
Every win a step on the way.
Three, two, one, fight.
So I'm going to try doing what this fella says, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to die really quickly.
Enemy team won the orb. Death vortex incoming.
Well, that's disappointing.
Match lost.
Good. I hadn't got all day.
I'm not sure why most people seem to play 2v2 on solo, the solo queue, but it seems hard to get a 3v3 match. It is a little late, to be fair, in the server I'm in. So yeah, so here's another bad match, a bad matching. This is Jade again, arranged, and we've got a melee and arranged in the other team, which I think is a superior composition. But What really matters is how people play, what they do, whether they hit their shots and stuff. None of which I'm particularly good at, but this Jade might be good. However, Jade is like, she's in something like 80% of games, maybe even 80% of teams. I'm not sure about that. But she's the first character that the game's tutorial starts you off with, and
Done.
as such, everyone plays her.
Eye for an eye, bullet for victory.
But she's supposedly in gold. We're playing against someone in matchmaking. I got separated from Jade.
Your team claimed the orb.
That was lucky.
Enemy team claimed the orb.
Well, that's karma for the last one, which we didn't deserve. Oh no.
Enemy team claimed the orb. The death vortex is incoming.
So it's just me. Was hoping to get the orb, but I've missed so many shots.
Enemy team claimed
They got
the
it.
orb. Round lost.
I found that the community of this game, the people, how they interact, generally positive. Way more positive than in Paladins, where almost every game has somebody who's a sore loser. In this game, people often compliment you even when you lose. It's pretty nice.
Enemy team claimed the orb.
It was in between them, and I don't know how they got it. Don't want Jade to die. Fuck.
Enemy team won the orb.
I have no idea what AIT means. It's something cool people say.
Your team won the orb. Enemy team won
Oh,
the
that's a
orb.
shame.
Eat this.
Uh,
Round lost.
this one's a struggle. I feel like pretty evenly matched. It also seems like Ashka's not as good as Rook.
3, 2,
But
1. Fight.
Ashka's one of those characters where they do, it's like a glass cannon. Shoot. So he can do a lot of damage even if he's not really trying.
Your team won the orb.
Got Rook. Alright, so we should get this.
The death vortex is incoming.
You're done.
Just stood there and took her ult, so we got it.
Round 1.
Alright, 2v2, this is the decider. We could honestly go either way. Um,
3, 2, 1. Fight.
no, so I missed her. Oh, I missed her twice, so that's not good. I want a body block,
Your team claimed
which is
the
basically
orb.
where you stand in front of people and take their hits for them. She was pretty lit. Fuck. That's not good.
Enemy team won the
That's
orb.
not good either.
The death vortex is incoming.
So my only hope is to get Ashka, but he's smartly staying away. And I got ulted. That was rough. That was rough, but that was a good game. That was super close. Rook is actually in placement. I feel like he was better than the Ashka. So, yeah, the idea is that for the first 6 games or so, the game doesn't even give you an estimate of your rank because it doesn't know enough about you. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a holdover from ELO. I'm really tired of getting ranged people. ELO is a particular system developed basically for chess, chess rankings. Okay. Okay. Wow. Their Jade has kicked my butt. That was a bad move on my part. So when I right-click my straight shot bloodsucker, it actually damages me, and I was too low health to use it. I should not have used it. But I panicked. This other Jade is pretty good. And I don't even know this one's name. I call her Samus Aran. Destiny. Doesn't look like she's quite a match. But you never know. Whoever gets the orb matters quite a bit. Oh, she hit her invisible while she was invisible.
Round 1. That was great. Now what's my score?
But yeah, she rolls around in the little ball just like Samus Aran. I've been thinking of doing a stream with one of the Super Metroid mods, ROM hacks.
3, 2, 1. Fight.
I've never played through them, but they seem pretty cool.
Enemy team won the orb.
So when I infest somebody, if it's my own team, they take less damage, and if it's their team, they take more damage. Oh, I missed something really bad there. Awkward. Not sure. Yeah. Whew.
Round lost.
That's that. Easy shooting.
So I'm gonna try to keep her alive. She's pretty good. That's the best
3, 2, 1. Fight.
best strategy. The problem is this Jade keeps wailing on both of us.
Your team won the orb.
We got the orb, but at what cost?
Ready. Blast off.
A lot of good hits there.
Freeze for me. Round lost.
That's that. Easy shooting.
Three, two, one, fight. Enemy team claimed the orb. My creation.
So when I'm frozen, I can't move, as you might imagine. So I saw damage numbers ticking up, which I feel like should be a bug.
Your team won the orb. Now would be a good
So I
time
went
to
for attacking her. And it may have worked out. They're so close to
run.
death.
Vortex approaching.
Like, she only needs to hit him once or twice. But, I don't understand how they're evading. Now, if they get the orb, they
Enemy team won the orb.
they can regen.
Game over. Does this inspire you?
She. Wow, this is exciting. Oh, what?
Your team
Oh,
won
good.
the
Okay.
orb.
Was kind of wondering why she.
Time to run.
Oh dear, why she didn't shoot the orb. There we go.
Round one. This is why I come here.
Fantastic job on her part. So, yeah, that last round I was being chased by both of them, and I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just how I play.
3, 2,
But I always feel
1,
like
fight.
the people I'm trying to heal are running away from me. And see, they're coming, they're chasing me. And at this point, I'm
Enemy team won
cut
the
off.
orb.
Look at that. I'm already down to 1 bar. I have no idea where she is. She's rolling around in a ball. Like, how am I supposed to heal her like that?
Enemy team won the orb.
At the same time, it's hard to believe so many people
Ultimate ready.
run away.
Vortex approaching.
But one thing's for sure: when you can actually talk to people, you do a lot better. Teams where you have voice chat and things.
Enemy team claimed the orb.
I don't think she can pull a victory out of this one. but she tried.
Defeat. My heart melts for you, like a frozen statue in the sun.
Now see, that's one of the first mean things I've actually seen somebody say. It's pretty rare, and I hope it's, I don't know, it might be due to the game's not exact. Let's try waiting a little bit for 3v3. I think with bigger games, you have a problem with toxicity. Maybe it's the fact that this game is still somewhat small. People feel like it's more of a community. I don't know. It could be the nature of the game. Like, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm thinking in games like Dota, League of Legends, where you have to have very precise tactical skills. Skills, I guess, is really just what I'm after. Knowing exactly when to hit critters, when to kill and weaken towers and things like that. So skills that are kind of subtle. And so someone who's new is just dramatic. It's not like they're, you know, linearly worse. Like if you've played half as long, you're half as bad. It's like they're just useless. So it could be just the game. These games are really quick. Even a 5-round game takes, you know, 10 minutes. So I think that's part of it. When the games are so quick, you feel like you know, it's not so bad. You're not so invested. And of course, in ranked is always going to be worse because people do feel invested in their status. But you know, the matchmaker is what it is, and you know, I've played quite a lot of Pestilus games at this point. Like I say, my win rate is about 50%. So, assuming the matchmaker is good, these games are pretty fair. And it might be that I'm the weak person, but there's someone on the other team who's weak. Otherwise, they're not good matches. One thing people maybe forget, I don't know details about the algorithm here, but generally matchmaking algorithms, you lose a lot less I don't know, progress isn't the right word. People call it MMR. You lose less rating when you lose against a team that's a lot better than you. So even unbalanced games aren't necessarily a big deal. Of course, you lose a lot more when you lose against teams that are weak to you. But in the end, it all works out. People, 2v2, no one wants to play 3v3. But people will ascend and descend to the rank that is appropriate for them. And that's just all there is. There's people out there who are grand masters. That's because they've won, you know, 90% of matches when they play against silvers. And that's just how it is.
3, 2,
So I like Thorn. He's a pretty neat champion.
Enemy team claimed the orb.
Oof.
Enemy team claimed the orb.
Well, that's not good.
The death vortex is incoming.
So
Round lost.
Good.
Jade
God all day.
kept Thorn kind of busy, and Pearl kept herself between me and him.
Three, two, one, fight. Enemy team won the orb.
There goes Thorn.
Enemy team claimed the orb. Death vortex incoming.
Eat this.
Enemy team claimed the orb. Enemy team claimed
Time's
the
up.
orb.
Good night.
Round lost.
Nothing wrong with shooting, as long as the right people get shot.
We've had pretty bad luck against Jades tonight.
Three, two, one, fight.
Man, Pearl is really being a pest.
Enemy team won the orb.
Oof.
I gotta do all the Death vortex incoming.
Oof. This is far. This is as low as I've been. So tired of 2v2 though. But this will be interesting. There's Pestilus against Pestilus. So one of the great things about this game is that you can customize your abilities. And it gives a okay. It gives you can sort of work on your play style, help focus it, or you know make it work with how you like to play.
Your team won the orb. Your team won the orb. Death vortex incoming.
Witness the power of my gift. Bow before the borrowing god. Special delivery.
He has a card that when he hits you with his ult, you get blinded, which is why our screen got dark. I don't have that card. I have cards that make my Infest better and my Spider better, the one that fears them.
3, 2,
And then I have one where when I right-click an ally, it doesn't hurt me.
enemy team claimed the orb.
That's a shame.
Your team won the orb.
Boy, their Pestilus hasn't taken any damage. That's
Enemy team won the orb.
that's a real shame. Oh, I got their Thorn though.
Death vortex is incoming.
Alright, so he infested our teammate.
Your team claimed the orb.
I feared him out of his ult, which he's probably really mad now. But he cast it again. So he's infested the orb, which is interesting.
Your team claimed the orb.
I feel like he's a lot tougher than me. I think he's just better. Sadly, his teammate
Round one.
isn't particularly well.
To celebrate.
Three, two, one, fight. Your team won the orb.
I feel so slow. No matter what, that thing always gets me. I walk completely perpendicular.
Accept their blood as my offering or a
Enemy team won
Oh,
the
that's
orb.
bad luck.
to my enemies.
No, I got grabbed. Oh no. That sucks. I got grabbed by that thing. I was about to hide in the corner and heal up.
Team claimed the orb.
I think he can do this, but it's certainly not
Incoming.
a sure thing.
Enemy team won
I think it's interesting that someone who's ranked gold doesn't know that ability, but I guess you just haven't played everybody. I mean, it's the same with me. Boy, that Pestilus is way better than me, for sure, though.
Enemy team won the orb.
That's not good.
Round lost.
Ultimate victory.
So this is a free-to-play game. They make money on you doing things like buying clothes and chests and, I don't know, for fun stuff. But they also give clothes away for free, which I think is kind of surprising. And like, I don't really feel very incentivized to pay money when I've got a cool little outfit for free.
Enemy team won the orb.
So I hit Thorn 3 times with my ult, so he's in trouble.
Your team won the orb.
Victory.
Doing good. I like winning.
Does he not have a head? Or is it bowed down? Back to 2. Alright, let's give it another go. So it's pretty late where I am. Looks like it's nearly 3 o'clock. And I should probably be in bed. But I felt like
You'll make a fine ally.
Your assistance is
giving Battlerite a chance on stream. Now this matchup I feel like we'll win based on composition. Freya is tanky. They don't have a healer, so if I can stay behind her, we have a serious advantage. But yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish with all this streaming. I started out watching
Thunderstorm.
this guy named called the Mexican Runner, and a guy named Grand Poo Bear, who were speedrunners, and I watched a bunch of stuff from AGDQ, and it seems it's an interesting world. I wanted to play around with it. My friend streams. Alright, I've missed every shot. This is not good. Yeah! No!
Enemy team won the orb. Death vortex approaching.
So he's going to be trying to get his ult. His ult does a ton of damage.
Your team claimed the orb.
waste to my enemies.
He's so quick. Oh, he wasted his ult. Yes! Ooh. A lot of that was luck, as you will know. But I'll take it.
Three, two, one, fight.
So many jokes about I'm inside you, and I just feel like they're not really appropriate. You don't know whether they're 7 years old or what.
Enemy team claimed
That's
the
bad luck.
orb.
But they're pushing a little too hard, I think. All right, I can't hit this guy.
Enemy team claimed the orb.
Oops.
Enemy team
Oh,
claimed
really?
the orb.
That's bad luck.
The death vortex is incoming.
There we go.
Round one.
Wave to the crowd.
We both have the same pose. Yeah, so it's interesting. I mean, I've for a long time I've been watching people do Let's Plays, and only recently kind of started watching streamers.
One, fight.
I always like people who focus on the game and maybe every once in a while talk about their personal stuff, as opposed to people who are kind of personalities.
Enemy team won the orb.
Bow before
Enemy team claimed the orb.
I think you went invisible.
Death vortex approaching. Your team won the orb.
So he still could kill Freya, but I think we got it.
Match victory.
All right. Poor Esma. Got a chest for that one. That button only works half the time. Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of games that I used to watch. I used to watch people play Banished, and so I wanted to try playing Banished. And RimWorld as well. Those are the interesting games because you get to see people make decisions that you wouldn't necessarily make, and see what kind of story develops. And I kind of get that. Like, I understand, I feel that strongly. But I've never watched someone stream a game like Battlerite. Other than a friend I know in real life. But yeah, so I wanted to sort of see what goes on in the process. When I play Banished, I can talk about the decisions. The same is true to some extent here. It's actually a lot harder, though, to focus on analysis at the same time as playing. I don't know if this was the Esmo from last game, but not a big fan of Esmo. Seems kind of weak to me.
Enemy team won the orb.
That's a shame.
Vortex approaching. Your team claimed the orb.
She jumped over my infest. Well, gave it a shot.
Round lost.
Oh, that's a cool skin. Oh man, I haven't seen that before.
Three, two, one. Fight.
Yeah, because it's not really strategy. It's all about tactics in this game. So it's not really the same as playing RimWorld. And I kind of wonder if there's anything to...
Your team won the orb.
it's hard to talk. Now, I was holding left. I don't know why I went right. You saw that. You're my proof.
Your team
Ah, I missed twice.
claimed the orb.
Well, at least I hit Esmo with it. Shit.
Death vortex is incoming.
Oh no!
Enemy team claimed.
No, I right-clicked. I'm glad I missed.
Round lost.
That was a shame.
What could you have expected?
No.
Here we go. Ready.
Death vortex in.
Well, that was lucky.
Your team won the orb.
I infested her when she was invisible.
Round 1.
Accidentally.
Madness, madness.
Three, two, one, fight.
This guy's doing a lot better with me than I thought. Maybe because the other team is focusing him. Oh, I hate when I miss that.
Your team claimed the orb.
Bow before the borrowing god. Of course, you're the best for me.
That was
Round 1.
decisive.
So much fun.
So, I run a website called The Better Meta, and it's right now it's Paladin stats. I pull data from
3,
Paladin has
2, 1.
Hi-Res, a company that does Paladins, has an API, and I pull data from it, analyze it, make graphs. I was thinking about doing it for Battlerite, and I started taking a look at it. And it seems like a heck of a lot of work, and I'm not sure. Oh no, what the advantage is.
Your team won
I mean,
the
like,
orb.
what I'm going to do with it. I'm not really sure why I made the better meta for Paladins. Didn't really have it. Oh no, didn't really have a goal.
Bow before the borrowing god.
Enemy team claimed the orb. Death vortex incoming. Enemy team claimed the orb. Defeat.
Oh, Bessie and I've been here many times.
All right, I think I'll play one more. But yeah, I didn't have a goal when I decided to do the Paladin stats. I thought maybe I could make a website that I could make money from, but there's just not enough traffic. You know, maybe if I do it for a bunch of different games, I'd like to do it for Blizzard's game. But they don't have an API yet, which is kind of amazing. But it's nothing more enjoyable than kind of digging into that data and figuring out what stories it tells. I was thinking of doing a stream where I walk through some kind of programming stuff. Maybe explaining how analysis happens for the better meta.
An enemy has disconnected.
Or something to that effect. Not necessarily a lesson. I mean, I think the great thing about streaming, where you're recording whatever happens, like here, I'm a terrible Pestilus, and I'm making all sorts of mistakes. Now I could, you know, clip one or two moves where I actually didn't miss, and killed somebody to win the match. Boy, it's hot in here. It's February. Got a window open, and it's hot. Now I could clip those things, and it would make for, you know, a pretty little story. But I think what's so neat about streaming is that it shows every decision that you make, the little moves that you make, and I think people can learn a lot from them. Not necessarily to do what you're doing, of course, but to see what other people have done in different situations and to see how that turns out. One of my friends pointed, oh goodness, we played with him earlier tonight, Gorilla TV. One of my friends pointed out that watching a stream is it letting us play? So to try to finish the idea, so to watch someone stream is like watching someone work through a math problem, or, you know, some kind of problem, an engineering problem, and it's so much more valuable to see someone make missteps and try to correct for them, and that kind of the process that goes into playing. That's really valuable. And so I don't think I don't want to stream up. Huh. It's almost a shame that we get so much credit for that. I feel like they should lose, but we shouldn't really gain anything. Alright, I said one more game. Let's have an actual game. Anyway. That's why, instead of a lesson, I don't want to stream a lesson. I want to stream working through something. So, people do live streaming of programming. I might try something like that. That seems a little intimidating, actually, compared to even, you know, playing a difficult game. I'm a little bit intimidated by playing Battlerite because I'm not that good. I mean, I'm not good at all. That's cute. And so you know, I'm opening myself up to certainly to I guess complaints. This one game is turning out to be quite a bit difficult, more difficult than I thought. Boy, we've gone down a lot tonight. Jesus. Maybe the stress of playing in public. Oof. I actually looked at those stats earlier, and they were vastly different for 2v2 and 3v3. For 2v2 it was well under 50, and for 3v3 it was well over. Which is pretty interesting. So there's something I would love to know.
Enemy player has disconnected.
Well, that's a shame. It's like a blight of disconnects. Something I would really like to know. Now that's a little bit creepy. That's a little bit
3, 2, 1, fight.
it's a little bit familiar.
Match victory.
None stand in my way.
See, that's not deserved. I mean, I understand if the game was like 90% complete, but not 0%. That makes no sense. He should only penalize them. What I was trying to say was Pestilus can take damage when he right-clicks, as I've mentioned before. And it actually, you take damage even when you hit those dummies. Now I wonder if you could kill yourself before the round starts and what the game would do. I've tried before. People generally hit ready before I can finish. I don't know if there's maybe a way I can do more damage to myself, or some maybe a buddy, a second player or third player even, who can buff me so I can attack faster. But it'd be interesting to try to see, like, that damages me by 15 and I have 210 life or 200 life.
Hey, friend. Your assistance
let's try it. I'll just basically keep going. I've done this before with healers, and they'll heal me, or there's always something that messes it up. So let's, we're actually halfway. I'm really hoping this works. Four more times? Yeah, we're not going to get it. So I need something like somebody buffing my speed, you know? Just I need to do it twice more. Oh, it's so close. I think we did it as fast as we can. But somebody's bound to have like an ult that speeds up your attacks of your teammates.
Your team won the orb. The enemy of destruction.
That's not good. I didn't think they'd get the orb. It's always sad to
Your team claimed the orb.
be the first one out, but that's how it goes.
Death vortex approaching. Round lost. My heart melts for you like a frozen statue in the sun.
I don't know what dive is. Is that a meme?
3, 2, 1, fight.
Like AIT? Gosh darn.
Your team claimed the orb.
Oh, I missed my Columbus lit.
Witness the power of my gift.
Enemy team won the orb. The ice age is here. Death vortex incoming. Freeze for me.
Didn't she just use that?
Round 1.
Give credit when it's
I like that he his whole sort of torso jiggles. I've been pretty
3.
surprised at what games get the most clicks. There's been almost no clicks on this Battlerite stream. and I can go and stream something like Factorio and get a bunch. And it seems like a much more obscure game, but I guess it's just what people are interested in watching. They want to watch good players
Your team won the
play Battlerite, but maybe not so much in Factorio. That's pretty neat. Alright.
enemy team claimed the orb.
Nice. Can't get out. Her ult really sucks, and it's embarrassing that I got caught by it. But my space wasn't up. Escape. But Croak should be able to kill Paloma. It's not looking good though.
Your team won the orb.
Croak's got a fantastic ultimate. And hers sucks.
Enemy team won the orb.
Oh dear. Ooh, that panic drove him out into the green zone.
Farewell.
Round lost.
Droplets in the pot.
That's a cute name. Blasphemous. Blasphemous. Ooh.
3, 2, 1, fight! Your team won the orb.
So as long as they keep away from me, I feel pretty good. I can't aim. That's a serious problem.
Ice, maybe. Your team claimed the orb.
She waited just too long.
Waste to my enemies.
I'm not sure why she came to me. Maybe she was going to try to fear me, but it didn't work out for her. She should have stayed away. I wouldn't have been able to hit her because my aim sucks. Which is kind of funny when you think about it. It's like it's a 2D game essentially. How am I bad at aiming? And I think it has to do with leading. You have to anticipate where they're going to move because shots have you know, they take time.
Your team won the orb. Your team claimed the orb. My precious gallery.
Oh yeah, 3 times on the Ice Queen.
Your team won the orb.
Alicia? Is that what it is? Alicia.
Your team claimed the orb.
That's a shame. This was a bad tactics. I thought I would be able to push him back out into the middle and okay.
The death vortex.
I really miscalculated. This is probably going to be a loss. It's definitely, that was bad strategy.
Enemy team won the orb.
Shit. Same scenario as last time. He's not going to get his ult.
Enemy team won. Match lost.
Well, it was a good game. We could have won.
Allied player has disconnected.
And that's what matters, you know. Getting basically even matches. Having a shot. So, yeah, so thanks for watching. And not sure if I'm going to do Battlerite again. But if you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, send me a message, and I'll give it a shot. Alright, well thanks. See you next time.